Hello again. Even though we're having so much trouble downloading MySQL, I'm going to keep going with another part of MySQL. As you probably know from my email, I have a call out to the computer center to see if they can help us. And I've also sent something to 2 students, and they've been able to do it on a PC. I just sent it to a third one and see if that person can do it. I haven't heard from anybody on a Mac. I wish if someone had done it, they would let me know, please. Now, what I'm going to talk about, the first thing is called an alias. It allows us to take some fields in a database and give them a better name, a more understandable name. Now, I have already brought up the classic models database that we've been using as a sample. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say select. Well, that will work if I click here first. Select. And then I'm going to ask for, do something you've not seen before. Concat _ WFs. This is MySQL's version of a concatenation. But it's kind of not normal way of doing it. The first thing you do is tell what's going to separate the 2 pieces. I'm going to use a comma. Then you put the first field you want to go there, and then the second field you want to go there. And you just continue as usual, saying that this should come from the table employees, semicolon, and there's the answer. So as you can see, it works pretty well with one exception. That's a terrible name for anything. That's where the main part of what I'm going to do right now is coming in. We're going to do an alias. That is, we're going to change the name of a column. It's really simple, and there's several things that can be aliased. The first thing I'll do is I'll retype what we had here. All the same. No problem, I hope. Last name. First name. And I almost spelt that wrong again. First name. And then I use the little word as, and in quotes, what I want to call it. Now we'll discover that the as is not necessary. It just makes it easier to read it at first. But in the next few examples, we'll probably drop it. And then I have the from, and it's the employees table. And then I hit the semicolon, and now you see it has a much better name. It's called the full name. So that's the first part of alias. Now I'm going to go over to my notes here and pull up the second part so that I can make sure I don't make too many mistakes. Well, let's try one. Let's try this one. This one's also going to show that I can do some kind of arithmetic in a particular setup. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select 2 items. Select the order number and I got to make sure, yes, it's the second part's capitalized. ORDER number. And here's the alias, order number. And I got to go back and do that. You notice there's no as, but it works exactly the same way. Now there's another part. I want to do some arithmetic. I want to put the price each times the quantity ordered. So I'm going to put sum the price of each times the quantity ordered. And that'd be a terrible name for anything. So I'm going to make that the total. So again, I've used two aliases there, and I haven't used the word as yet. Now, I have to tell where it's coming from. So it's going to be from, and this is the order details table. And I spelled it wrong. Order details. Group by. This is another new item. We can collect them all together that have a feature. So group by. And we're going to look at the order number. So all the things that are the same order number pardon me, it's O-R-D-E-R, number. And I don't want all of them. I want the ones where the total is greater than, let's say, 60,000. Let's look at that again to make sure you see it. There are two places on the first line where I'm doing an alias, the first two lines, second and third lines. Then I've got a new item there that I can group them into groups by collecting everything that has the same order number in one group. Then I'm filtering it. I'm saying I don't want everything. I want the groups where the total is greater than 60,000. So if we hit the semicolon, there's only one of them there. But there would have been several different orders. It looks like it works. The price is higher than I got yesterday, but that doesn't seem to be a problem. Everything is the same. So that's the second second setup. Now, it's not only fields that we can do that way. We also can do items a little more complicated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one. I don't want to risk typing this. I'll probably get it wrong the first 3 times. So let me copy it over, and then I'll tell you what's in here after we get it here. Now, this says, select the customer name and the number of orders they made. From the customers table with an alias of C, but then do an inner join. That's going to be probably on the next video, using a different table which is called the orders, and I'm giving it the alias O. Now, what an inner join is, it says, look at these two tables. They're connected by a field. It's called the foreign key in each of them. It has the same values in it. For everything on the first file, look to find a record on the second file, or records, that have the same value in the two fields. So the customer number on the customer's file, and the customer number on the orders file have to be identical. If they are, give me the customer name, which comes from the customer file, and the count of the number of orders they had, that's the total, from the customer, from the orders file. So I'm saying, look through the two files, find the places where the customer number is the same, connect them up. Temporarily, it's making a virtual table out of it, and then go and bring them together, bring all the records together that have the same field value. Now, group these by the customer name and order by the total descending, DESC. Customer name means there may be several different orders out there for the same customer. For each of those customers, group them together. And then we're going to total how many we have in each group. That's what the count order number did. That's like the sum that we had earlier. And this is the result. Now I'm running out of time. I can only do 15 minutes at a time. I'm going to post this, and I will probably also send you the file, but the file might come later. So long.